Hi, Dr. Heather here from Wellspring Chiropractic Lifestyle Center. Today we're going to talk about the 3 tests that we use to understand what is causing scoliosis in somebody. And so the first one we look at is posture. We want to look at from the outside, can we see evidence of imbalances? We look at whether the head is tilted to one side. And the posture as well with the shoulders. Is one shoulder higher than the other or rotated forward? We'll look at the hips. Are the hips imbalanced or rotated? And this is something that you could do as an analysis even for yourself, looking in the mirror, looking at pictures that you have. You could even get your friend to take a photograph of you, of your posture from the side, from the back, and you can do that analysis yourself. Now, also, I want to look at from behind the scapula, the bones and the wing bones in the back of the spine. Are they flared out or are they imbalanced and one being lower than the other? Then I like to also palpate from the outside the muscles. I want to see, is there a hypertonicity or a tension on one side and a hypotonicity or a weakness on the other side that can be driving these imbalances. There is a definitive test where we have somebody stand and bend forward, round forward at the waist as though they're touching their toes. And from behind, if you had somebody take a picture of you bent over, we see a classic humping up on one side of the ribs compared to the other side. So that's one of the classic tests that you may even have had done when you were a teenager, when doctors were doing an assessment of an annual exam to see whether you had a scoliosis. Another test that we do is a leg length test. So we want to know whether or not there is any kind of rotation in the spine that it's drawing one leg up so it's shorter than the other. So we'll do that assessment. Occasionally, someone may actually have the bones of their legs shorter than the other side, but most of the time, it's what we would call a functional short leg, meaning that it's due to the twisting and torquing in the spinal system. And then the third test that we use is x-rays. And these are the definitive way of looking at whether or not there is a scoliosis. So many times I have taken x-rays on a patient and they were surprised to see that there was a scoliosis in their spine that they didn't even know about. The x-rays can actually show us what degree, how significant are these lateral or sideways curves in your spine. We can see whether there's any congenital factors, things you were born with where your vertebrae may be just shaped differently. And also whether there's been any trauma that has occurred that has collapsed one side of a vertebra and that's one of the factors in your scoliosis. We also can see whether or not there's any degenerative changes that have gotten a start. And this is key because it really tells us how long it's been there, how unstable it is, and what process your body's going through trying to stabilize it so that we can work in a way that can slow down and stop that degenerative change. And if you struggle with scoliosis or know someone that does, please contact us and we'll see if we can help you.